Hello chessmen, today we are going to see the game between Will. Be ready for the show because this game is between Tal and the name Koblentz's trainer. Yeah, world renowned player. So the game starts with one push of the which pawn? Okay, Tal is a very principled player. Yeah, he goes with d4. This is Tal versus Aronson. So e6, Tal is black. Uh-oh. So now c4, f5. This is called the Ilin-Zenevsky. So now knight f3, knight f6, g3, and then what should we do? Many pretty much options. d6, bishop g2, bishop e7, castles. The game somehow transposed. So castle, rook e1. takes a very principled line. Now black has the compensation. Yeah, of the pawn because of this. But the game continued in a similar fashion. White gave up a pawn actually. Yeah, this was the position. So it's done as this: knight c3, queen e8, rook e1, queen to g6, then e4, fe, ne, rook takes on e4. Now I also don't know why you can't take on e4. Yeah, because now knight e5 fails. Yeah, knight e5, then queen f5. Then if we play g4, then f2 pawn is attacked. So okay, that is not the. If you play knight to g5, then also queen f4 attacking the f2 pawn, and then so the only move which remains is the knight h4. Wait, is this queen trapped? Oh, knight h4 is queen trap. Okay. So your queen is being trapped, but we still get a. Okay, that's a rook, and if we take here, takes, then we have this. Equal in material, but I don't know why he didn't go for it. But now he avoided all that and played knight c6, rook e1. Now actually this game was quite good. Yeah, fantastic game played by him. Now after rook to e1, what should you play? Simple and sound. e5, d5, then ne5, rook e5 doesn't make sense because it opens the lines. So queen e2, bishop f6, bishop d2, rook e8, bishop c3, bishop g4 threatening e4, then h3, e4, h takes on g4, e takes on f3, queen takes on f3, bishop takes on c3, queen takes on c3, queen takes on g4, Tal gains 1 extra pawn. No, the position is equal, but bishop f3. Rook takes on e1 check. Rook takes on e1. So now after this, the pawn is attacked. So now queen to d7. Bishop takes on c6. Queen takes on c6. Then queen to e5, rook to d8. Now what should you do? Queen e6 check, queen takes on e6, rook takes on e6. Rook to d2, rook to e7, rook takes on b2, rook takes on c7. Rook takes on a2, rook takes on b7, and the game was agreed a draw. Okay, up to the next game. So now the second game between Tal and Koblenz. So the game starts with d4. Sorry, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6, bishop a4, knight f6, castle, bishop e7, the main line Spanish, rook e1, b5, bishop b3, castle, c3, d6. Now what should you do? h3, then knight a5, bishop c2, c5, d4. This is the, we can call as the main line, yeah. Bishop to d7, knight to d2, queen to c7, knight to f1, rook f2, e8, knight to e3. The knight has been developed to a good square. Now what next? Okay, so black very understandably plays rook a to c8. Now b4, c takes on b4, c takes on b4, knight to c4, knight takes on c4, b takes on c4, and then what should you do? Rook b1. Okay, so now a4, b5 come in. What should you do now? ed. Now we can say that black sets up an inferior combination. Rook e3 was played actually. g6 was already played. Bishop f8, and then white said bishop to b2. Bishop h6 attacking the rook. Rook a3. Rook a3 now. Queen b7, and then this can be called as a like inferior combination. D takes on e5, queen takes on b4. You can't take because queen takes on b2 is coming, and bad position for white. So queen to d4 first, then now black plays knight to h5, e takes on d6, bishop to g7, e5, then what? Bishop to c6, trying to put, like, we can say pressure on the pawn. Yeah, so now after this bishop c6 and with the threat of taking, white said no problem, I will play rook e3. Bishop takes on f3, then g takes on f3. He took with the g pawn because he wanted to do that. Why? Then it would be, first he he played bishop c3, queen b5, then g takes on f3 because more passed pawn will go. Yeah, so there will be 2 passed pawns. Now after g takes on f3, rook a8, no, rook to e6, rook a8, f4, rook to e6, rook b1, queen c6, rook b6, queen c8, bishop to d1, threatening bishop to g4 pin. So after bishop to d1, bishop to s6 was played, so that if he pinned, then we could take. So now, but Tal's intention was another. Bishop takes on h5, g takes on h5, f5, and it's done. Yeah, completely lost. How will you even hold this position? 2 passed pawns at the aid. Oh my god, bad, terrible position. So now let's move on to the third game and the last one. So now the third game starts with, first things first, this game was with goblins. d4, f5, c4, d4, e6, c4, f5, knight to c3, knight to f3, knight to f6. Tal played the Dutch a lot. Yeah, he even used it. Used it many times actually.
Okay.
So now knight f3, knight f6, what to do? Okay, as we have learned, g3, g6, bishop g2, bishop g7, castles. Now, so we have a snap. This whole structure will be gone and only these will remain. How? You will ask? You will see. Knight c3, d5 takes, rook e1, c5 takes, b6 takes, a takes on b6. Now black has gambited a pawn, but still he is good. Bishop g5, bishop b7 takes. Now e3, knight d7, knight d4 takes. Knight f6, rook d1, rook a5, rook d2, queen d7, rook a d1, rook d8. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders. So if you take the knight take, and okay, so how can we add one more attacker? f3 and e4. Black is like crazy. He thinks that, can the king be attacked? No, I'll bring the king also. King f7. Then while white is preparing for it, rook e2, yeah, e4, de, fe. Then this would take. He even played king to e6, like he was, I will defend my pawn. There are 6, all of the pieces are defending, and well, e4, d takes on e4, f takes on e4, queen takes on d4, rook takes on d4, rook takes on d4, rook takes on d4, d takes on e4, knight takes on e4, knight takes on e4, bishop takes on e4, bishop takes on e4, rook takes on e4 check. Mass series of exchanges lead to a drawn ending. King f5, rook h4, rook takes on a2, rook takes on h7, rook takes on b2, rook f7 check, king e6, rook to b7, king to d5, rook to d7 check, king to c6, rook g7, b5, rook takes on g6 check, king to c5, rook g5 check, king to c4, Yeah, and he was in the range. Like he first got on f5 before rook f4 check, king c3, and then well h4 pawn push, b3 h5 rook b1 check, king g2 b2. He played queen rook f3 check, king c2, rook f2 check, king b3, and then gave another energetic blow. How? He checked and played rook b4. Now king c5, rook to b8, and well, but none of these happened. Now king c2, rook here. Now this cannot happen because the rook will come to b3. So king to c4. The threat is simple. Rook will check anywhere and then promote. Yeah. So actually now there was a position later reached in this game. Yeah, so I can remember it. It was a queen versus rook endgame. Yeah, it could happen, but it didn't. So rook f4 check, king c5, rook f5 check, king c6, rook f6 check, king c7, rook f7 check, king to c8, rook f8 check, king b7, rook f7 check, king to a6, rook f6 check, king to a5, rook f5 check, king to a4, rook f4 check, king to a3, rook f3 check, king to f2. He said, what will you do now? He played rook to f2. Pinning is winning. King to a1, and then very good device. Rook takes on b2, rook takes on b2 check, king f3, rook b3 check, king g4, and then after rook to b6, king g5, king b2 g4, king c3, king f5, king d4 g5, king d5 g6, rook b7 h6, king d6 h7. Yeah, no, wait, I think this was the position, and he played rook to g5, then king f4, rook g8, g5, king e6, h6, king f7, king f5, then king f8, g6. Now what should you do? Well, wait for him. Now king f8, king f6. Now king e8, then h7, and then it's mate. So only one thing can be done. Rook takes on g6 check, king takes on g6, king g8, h7 check, king h8, and it's a draw. A brilliant game. Yeah, it was a close fight and the game ended in a draw. So these were the 3 Tal games. Still we are following the book Life and Games of Mikhail Tal. We'll see you in the next one. I hope you like the video. Don't forget to click the subscribe bell icon. Thank you.